Hi there, Andy from Anx Relics. I hope you're well. A friend of mine has recently bought this Hondo Les Paul. Very nice, it is too. Apparently doesn't work. Let's plug it in and see what it does. Ka-chung! 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 Sounds alright to me. Don't know what he's talking about. So what we're looking at here is a Hondo 2 Les Paul copy. Condition is really, really nice. I wasn't sure when it's from. I don't know much about, or didn't know much about Hondo 2 Les Paul copies. But we're going to have a geeky couple of minutes here. I asked the Googles, and it turns out this particular model was built between 76 and 79. The material that it's made out of, I don't know if you'll be able to see this very well. Yes, you can. The material that it's made out of is effectively ply. So that puts a date on it. Before that, there was only the Hondo, which was made in Japan. This was made by Samick. Hondo actually an American company, didn't know that. But they outsourced all their building to Samick in Korea. The original Hondos were built in Japan. I don't think they were particularly well loved. They got their production techniques down and called themselves Hondo 2. They built this model 76 to 79. The original ones, they hadn't really got it down because there was a sort of a misprint in 76. So it looked like Hondo apparently. But this very much looks like Hondo. The link between the O and the N is at the top. So that puts it from 77 onwards, so 77 to 79. So this is probably about 44 years old. So the condition of it is tremendous. It brings back sort of pretty good memories really, because my mate Alan at school, when I was about 12 I suppose, he had an older brother, Dave. Now, not only did Dave have a leather jacket, long hair, a car and a girlfriend, he also had a K Les Paul copy, which was very much like this. Probably came out the same factory, to be honest. And the thing I remember about it, the thing I recall about it is, same issue that this has, the action on it is absolutely shocking. You could drive a car under that. Absolutely dreadful. But Dave used to let us play his guitar. I mean, on the face of it, he appeared to despise us, you know. Just generally like people of, 18 or 19 do to people who are sort of 13 or 14 or something, that we were beneath his contempt, really. So, but he was kind enough, I think he liked us really. He'd let us play his guitar. So while he went out in his car with his girlfriend and his long hair and his leather jacket and all that, doing proper things. So good memories of these. So this has got a few issues. It wasn't working. I have got it working. There's only three states that a guitar can be in. Either working, not working and no noise coming out, not working and humming. This was not working and humming. So that would indicate an earthing problem. So I went round with a meter, checked everything. First thing you should suspect every single time, I think, is the jack socket, and it did prove to be the jack socket. So I went around. I'll show you what I did in a minute. I'll change the camera angle, and then I'll pop it down on the bench, and you can see. I'll go through what I did. So, but that's the issue. So there's a few bits and pieces we want to do to it. My buddy Chris, who owns this, he bought it very recently. I encouraged him to buy it. He didn't give a lot of dough for it. It was 50 quid. And I think it's gonna be absolutely brilliant in the end. Conditions really, really, really nice. So I'll get the action down. Probably level the frets to help that happen. I'll show you those, a bit of that. I won't show you tons of it because it's, you know, once you see me do one fret, that's all you need really. He wants a new scratch plate on it, some sort of fancy down one, so we can do that. That's absolutely fine. And the other thing, everything is original on it, I think, apart from the knobs, which you can see are really, really high. They had witch's hat ones on originally, so I'm going to get some of those, pop those back on. So what made me think that there might be more of an issue than there was, and I found this to be quite interesting, was these are the covers, and I thought they were sort of made of some sort of MDF. So I thought somebody has taken the covers off, had a rummage, left the covers off, lost them. But as it turns out, I was completely wrong about that. Everything is exactly as you know, you might imagine. But the covers, this is material to protect it in transit, which was put on in 1977, for the sake of argument, 77, 78. It was never taken off. And when you actually look at it side on, you can see that this is a double-sided, this is really geeky, this is a double-sided plate. They both are. So you've got black on one side and white on the other. And just so this packing material, it's been on there for 44 years, nobody's ever taken it off. Isn't that amazing? Right, it's the geeky bit over. Let's change the camera angle and do something. Okay, so the guitar's humming like a mad thing, and that indicates an earthy problem. So what you want to do is check all the metal bits on the backs of the pots, the metal parts of the pickups, the switches, the bridge, and see where the issue lies. I always suspect the jack, but you know, double check. So all you do is set it to resistance, zero it up, pop it on. You're expecting it to be down towards 0. 0.3 we've got there. .3, 0.2, 0.3, 0.2, 0.1. Okay, so we know all of that is joined. All of that is earthed together. So we can go on the earthy part of the cable in there and go across to all these pots. So we've got 0.3 on everything, 0.2, 0.1, whatever. So that's down where you would expect it to be. So when I then put it onto from one of the pots to the earth tag, the solder tag, that was absolutely fine. So you know that everything is as it should be in there. So it's not a signal problem because of the earthing situation, because of the hum. So if you then go across between the tag and this bit, it jumps about all over the place depending on how you wiggle it. So that indicates that it's the jack socket. So change the jack socket, fired it up, and away it went. Absolutely, it's as easy as that. There's not much to go wrong in there really. You know, it's not a huge problem if a guitar doesn't work, generally speaking. I mean, sometimes if you've got active pickups or something like that, but generally speaking, it makes very little, just usually a very small problem. If it's humming, it's just probably a cable popped off or a high resistance somewhere. Not usually something to worry about too much. You just need to have a little sort of look and a poke about really. Usually curable for free, or you know, a couple of quid. But jack socket is always what I would suspect, and that's what that was.